The Chicago Bears have found the answer at free safety, and this prospect is exactly what we need. This is a prospect that is just pulled away from the competition. And I also want to go over just a silly, borderline dishonest statement by the Washington Commanders concerning Caleb Williams as well. But first, let's talk about free safety. So, all defensive players in attendance at the event, they've wrapped up their on field testing along with the tight end class that turned out to be better than expected. We can talk about that later. But now, today, the combine will move toward the receiver and quarterback position. And we've just been given a gift with a free safety candidate that will fill our roster spot vacated by Eddie Jackson. Hey, you guys, this is Sports Talk Bears. My name is Sean. We have built such a great positive community here, and you've all been such a huge part of it. Help us continue by helping us get to 5K subscribers. If you're new here, just hit the subscribe button, and I appreciate you so much. So let's get back to the free safety. Cole Bishop out of Utah at free safety is exactly what this team needs. And he's going to go in the third or fourth round, and that perfectly fits the proper draft capital we're able to spend, or actually what we should spend. Friends, it is just a match. And I think this is the next great one for our secondary. For those of you that have been watching, you know I'm high on this kid. In the combine workouts, they just confirmed it. The Chicago Bears should feel really strong about the groups that went on day 2 in the defensive back and tight end positions. And if the Bears are looking for a safety to replace their former Pro Bowler and the secondary through the draft, the front office, once again, they should look no further than Cole Bishop. This week, Bears coach Flus, Coach Eberflus, right? He talked about what he's looking for in a leader for the back end of the defense. Just great range, high athleticism, high football IQ, a well-rounded skill set that he can play attacking the box and back in coverage. And Cole, he just fills all of these spots. So let's talk about his performance, shall we? During his performance on Friday, Bishop was able to demonstrate both of these skills and more during his on-field testings. He ran an official 4.45 40-yard dash, the fourth fastest time recorded among safeties in attendance, and he scored an unofficial 9.82 RAS score out of a possible 10. For you guys that don't know about RAS, this is the main metric that Ryan Poles uses when evaluating players, especially defensive players, and it stands for relative athletic score. It's not about just raw stats. It's about taking these players and comparing them to other players at their position throughout the years, throughout all the NFL drafts, and then you get a composite score in things like agility, explosiveness, speed, all of these things, and it's wrapped up together. So let's look at this. An unofficial 9.82 RAS score out of a possible 10. That ranks 19th out of 976 free safety candidates from 1987 to 2024. That is crazy. And as much as I can't talk, sorry. And as much as the Bears rely on this metric when drafting, primarily defensive players once again, guys, this is just off the charts. I think this is who we're going to target. And here's the thing about him, and this is why he's a great fit. He's just so versatile. He was able to show off his range and ball skills, and I'm going to go to the story on A to Z Sports, you guys. Hey, read the whole story. It's a great profile. They do such good work. I always want to give credit. So this is my main source for this. He was able to show off his range and ball skills during the various tests conducted throughout the day. His 10-foot, 4-inch broad jump, that also came in at an impressive number, in his 39-inch vertical. That ended up giving him the elite composite grade for the RAS score. And I want to go back to a previous story on why I'm really intrigued by him. You guys that watch a lot, you have heard this, but it bears going through again. I think another reason I'm way high on him is because he's from Utah. And Utah has always been one of the best coached teams in the nation. For a lower profile school, they keep churning out year after year after year draft production. And Bishop, he might be our guy, partially due to that. He's one of their best defensive prospects in recent memory. He's ascending as one of the biggest steals in this draft, especially from this combine workout. And from day one in college, he was a cornerstone for Utah. 2022, he had 83 tackles, 6 for a loss, 1.5 sacks, a pick, 3 pass deflections, but he just kept it going in 2023. He had 6.5 tackles for a loss. Absolutely love that. That helps with showing versatility and range. I mean, he can also play the run, 2 more picks, 4 pass breakups, and he just looks complete and coming in at great size at 6'2" and 205. And one of the things that scouts love about him is that he's disciplined in coverage. And that is huge. He can protect over the top, and he also uses great angles to cut players off. He fights through blocks just so well, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder. And that's absolutely what Coach Flus is looking for in the back end of this defense to pair with Brisker, just someone who tackles hard with a mean streak, and that's Bishop. The last part I want to cover kind of goes into the category of this is great. Maybe I should call this part of the story. Yeah, right. Okay, buddy. This is how I feel when I heard this. As you know, if there's any team that has the resources and the motivation to trade up for the number 1 pick, it's the Washington Commanders, right? If we look at why, Caleb Williams, he grew up in Washington, D.C., drafting the hometown kid that have tons of appeal for the Commanders, right? They have 2 second-round picks and 2 third-round picks in the 2024 draft. They have tons of capital to move up to our number 1 pick. And the wild card here, as you know, the Commanders, they not only have the new offensive coordinator, but their general manager is first-year Adam Peters. Nobody knows exactly what Peters is going to prioritize during his first year on the job. Is it worth trading away huge assets in order to move up 1 spot in the draft for a quarterback? I mean, certainly the Commanders, they have many more areas of need in addition to the quarterback. They just haven't been good. They stripped their defense down. But if the Bears do look to move that first pick, Peters does say he wants to be involved. This is what he said. He said, you always want to be involved in all of those things, whether you actually pull the trigger or not. That's when you gather all your information, make the best decision for the team. I mean, he's being truthful so far. As you know, the Commanders hired Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator. Kingsbury, as you know, he worked with Williams last season at USC, and that's part of why it is such a great pick. And also, when he was hiring Kingsbury, he assured him that he would go to any length possible to get the quarterback that he wants. It's hard to think that Kingsbury doesn't want Caleb. Peter said something. He said his conversations with Kingsbury, they haven't been on Williams at all. It's like he's not even on the radar by what he just said. And this is what's ridiculous. And this sounds like some gamesmanship. Cliff and I haven't talked too much about Caleb at all, Peter said. We really just talked about the quarterback play in general and what he looks for in quarterbacks and how we can find that right fit for him if that's what we're looking to do. Some gamesmanship here. Certainly not an honest answer. This further convinces me something's going to happen here, and I can't wait to see it unfold. I mean, this is lesser news. This is more speculation, but it's just one more straw onto the haystack. It's just one more on the camel's back to push me towards, I think we're trading this number 1 pick. And for the GM to come out and say that Caleb's former offensive coach at USC and his new offensive coordinator, that he's not interested in talking about Caleb. That is not a conversation that they're having in the front office. I think it's nonsense. I think it's gamesmanship, and it's just like another little speck that shows us that something might be happening. A lesser point, but I just think it's interesting. And I read it and I'm like, yeah, right, whatever, buddy. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. Hey, thanks for being here. Like and subscribe. You guys that have been with me from the start, I really appreciate you guys. And let's just keep having fun with this. Bear down, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.